Hello everybody, Mickey here, Hampshire Outdoors and Survival. So, what we're talking about today, we're talking about packs and packology. And we're going right back to the very basics, the simple day pack, the pack I'm going out for a walk with. So, on my ventures, if I'm going out for a walk, I don't plan a time. I will tell the missus where I'm going and roughly what sort of time I'm going to be back, but generally it's like I'll be back when I'm back. Okay, now I have certain items of kit that I always have on my person, I will always have in pockets around me, and they form the basis of my pack system, and then we'll get into what's in here. So join me for the video. Let's see what I've got in my small pack. In future episodes we'll get into some bigger packs, but let's start with the basics in the beginning. Mickey out. Right, let's go back to the basics. Okay, so straight away in my pocket I've got my mobile phone. Always with me in a pocket. I've always got a cigarette lighter, and these ones have a little light in them as well. There's always one of those in my pocket, and my everyday carry knife, my Swiss Army knife. So those are in my pockets. That forms the base layer, those three items, of my packology thought process. So next I have my pack. So this is a pack I use on most of my day-long adventures, and this is a Eurohike Nova 25. It's a cheap, affordable pack. It's one of the base packs or baseline packs from Millets. It's not a super expensive bag to buy, but it's a practical, sensible bag, and it's a nice size, 25 litres. I've got room in the top of that, as you can see there. The pack is not packed to the gunnels, it's not stuffed completely, but it does carry all the kit I require with me out on one of my adventures. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these items out, I'm going to go through the items with you, explain why I carry them, and then you get an idea of what I carry with me on a day-to-day basis. So the pack itself weighs in at 5.3 kilos at this minute, and that's with a litre of water. So again, first things out, a litre of water. Okay, speaks for itself, litre of water. Clean injuries, refresh myself, rehydrate myself, make a brew, all those sort of things. So that goes over there. That's in a side pocket here. On the other side pocket there is a pair of gloves. Now in the summer I don't bother carrying gloves, but in the winter I do, because conditions are getting cold. If I fall over, I go down, I hurt myself, I'm no longer able to keep myself going, I want to start shutting in body heat. One of the processes to that is going to be my gloves. I'm already going to be wearing a hat, as you know, I wear a hat most of my time. On the zip here is also a clip, that's what I put my keys in. My car keys clip on there and go in that pocket, so they're double safe. And also, just in case I stay out a bit longer than I was intending, there's a bag of trail mix. Simple, energy, lots of it. Okay, suddenly start finding my sugar levels are dropping, or my blood sugars are dropping, running out of energy, or I just get hungry and fancy a nibble. Trail mix, keeps forever, wonderful stuff to have with you. And that is pretty much my outside pockets. On the front strap there is a small torch, it's a Nebo torch. That has a clip on it so it can fit onto a hat, okay, or it can just be held in my hand, used to guide my way home, signal and so forth. Okay, simple little system. So front pouch in my pack, and as you see I don't carry a lot externally. I could put water, if I was going out and it looks like it's going to be a wet situation, I could put my waterproofs in there, but I tend not to. So I open that pocket, the first thing out is my first aid kit. Okay, my first aid kit. The second thing out is my GoPro gear. So my GoPro, my cameras, spare batteries, bits and pieces like that, just in case I see something you guys might be interested in. I'll put that right down there. A hanky. Hanky's got 101 uses, from blowing my nose, wiping my bum in an emergency, padding out a wound and injury, forming a breathable face mask. 101 uses. Always have a hanky with you. It's something that my father and my grandfather always did, and it's something I'll always do myself. So now, main pack. We come into the main pack, we open that up. First things out at the top, waterproof hat to go over my woolly hat if I need it. Waterproof jacket. Waterproof leggings. So straight away I have a pretty much a self-contained waterproof system. That's me waterproofed there from pretty much head to feet. So again, if I decide I'm going to stay out, I get caught by some really severe weather, I fall over, hurt myself, now I'm not going to be able to go very far, I can slip these things on and start protecting myself. Right, next thing out is an emergency shelter. Now this shelter is just a big bright orange sheet. You've seen it before on the channel. This sheet is 6 foot by 7 foot. It's bright orange and it is a sil nylon sheet. So again, I can wrap a casualty in it, I can improvise a shelter. Has 101 uses. Okay, for the weight of it, the size of it when it's packed down, it's worth having in your kit. Next thing out, along with the first aid kit, I'll break these down in a bit. That's my what I call my EDK, so it's an everyday kit. It's a few things in there that will help me deal with most emergencies, most situations if I had to. And that brings us down to the bottom of the pack. Nothing else in there. No, nothing else in there. That brings me down to my brew kit. So what we'll do, we'll start with the brew kit. We'll break that down. Brew kit is simple. Okay, in this bag here, self-contained, everything in one. I have methylated spirits as fuel. I have a small folding stove and a methylated spirits burner. Okay, simple little burner, one of the carbon felt burners. Hot chocolate. Like a hot chocolate. Coffee with no sugar because I'm having to be a good boy these days. Another coffee with no sugar because I'm having to be a good boy these days. A little dinky spoon, ideal for stirring it. A couple of 8-hour tea lights, come in handy for fire lighting. And just make the area look nice whilst you're having your brew. And then below that, courtesy of my friend John Kennedy in the States, I have the GI stove, which sits over my meth stove and will brew me a drink and act as a cup. So again, absolutely brilliant. We'll set that back there. That's an all-in-one brew kit. It means I can have a hot drink if I need to, or if I have somebody else there that's suffering, I can make them a hot drink and deal with the situation, or just sit back and chillax, which is part of the day. Chillax. Sometimes I'm out for a walk, I phone Cass, I go, do you know what, I'm going to stop out for another 3 or 4 hours, it's beautiful. Oh, I could do with a coffee. I'll sit down, I'll make myself a quiet coffee where I am. Now, a lot of people say they wouldn't carry that weight and they don't carry the water. Personal choice. But sometimes I just like to sit back and have a brew. Chillax. First aid kit then. So first aid kit is the simplest first aid kit you can ever have. Cuts, slices, things like that. Roll of 1-inch duct tape. Okay, this will patch up most things, including tarps, kit, equipment, cuts. Right, it will bond to skin. It makes sutures out of it, all sorts. It's a be all and end all. Now, I can hear you already saying, and there's something I want you to remember at this first aid kit, it's not sterile, Mickey. No, I'm not in a sterile environment. I don't have a sterile injury. It probably wasn't caused by something sterile. I'll use that to stop the bleeding, seal it up, or stop it from getting worse. If I have a cut and I put a plaster on it and it's a wet and dirty environment, I guarantee that plaster will come off. The duct tape, however, won't. So it seals the wound till I can get help elsewhere. Next thing out is a field dressing, and this is an Israeli dressing that I've unpacked and I've turned it round. Okay, I've turned it round the wrong way so the pad is there. I can put the pad straight on something and sort it out whatever I need to. It's elasticated so I can start to apply pressure. I can make splints with it and all sorts. And again, it's not sterile. In most injuries, especially ones that are going to bleed heavily, you want pressure. That pressure is essential for controlling the bleeding. If in the event that that does not get control of the bleeding, okay, and it's on a limb, I have a tourniquet. Okay, so there's a tourniquet in there. That helps as well. There is a selection of pads and burns dressings. Burns dressings, if any of you have watched my videos, yeah, I've got a habit of singeing my fingers. Worth having a few burns dressings with you. And a couple of antibacterial wipes. Okay, simple first aid kit. All it's there to do is, in the event of an injury or an emergency, stabilise the situation till I can get better help. That's all it's there for. Okay, and again, with the dressing, it's a big dressing. Yeah, big dressings cover small injuries. Okay, so big dressings cover small injuries and big injuries. Small dressings cover only small injuries. So again, this is a get me to the ambulance, get me to the car park, get me home, or get me to the doctor's kit. It is only there for primary aid. That's all it's about. Anything that I can't deal with is probably going to be stabilise the person on the ground and call for an ambulance. Yeah? Simple as. So, my kit here is based on a survival kit. It is a selection of items that I might need in an emergency, can help me out in situations that I may have come across in the past or have thought sensibly about. Okay, this kit can then adapt and be the base founder of all the other kits you carry, and in some situations you might just carry that kit in something like a pouch, okay, with nothing else at all. Okay, but that kit is the basics, same as the first aid kit. It's a foundation layer. Okay, now let's open it up. So my first thing out is a Siloom. Okay, it's a secondary source of light that I can leave with the casualty. It's not something I've got to worry about a battery going flat. Okay, and this is a 12-hour one. Okay, this is a Siloom green, blue 8-hour. Okay, that's an 8 hours of light. Now, although it says 8 hours, it's 8 hours at peak light, and I've seen these things glowing 3 or 4 days after. So again, they don't die off that quickly. It doesn't get to 8 hours and shut off. The bonuses of it, like I say, you can use it in high risk environments where there's a fire risk. You can use it in environments where you want to mark somebody that's laying down, like a casualty. You can put it on a piece of string, you can whirl it around it. It makes a fantastic marker light that will be seen for absolutely miles. It can also just be used as a light to see what you're doing if the torch fails. Okay, so that's Asylum. First thing out, emergency light. Second thing out is my Essie Azula rescue knife. That comes out next, just in case I'm dealing with something, and I can give you an instance of that. A few years back I was contacted by another walker saying there's a deer caught up there, there's a deer caught up there. And fair enough, I come around the corner and there's a piece of fencing, and what somebody had done is fix the fencing with a bit of baling twine, and this baling twine covered like a 10-foot section and placed the top strand of barbed wire. Now the deer had been used to the barbed wire and jumping it, but didn't see the baling twine and got tangled in it, and its leg got wrapped in it. So its back leg is pulled out behind it, it's screaming because it can't get away, it's kicked the soil up round it. Now I can't physically go hands on with that animal because it will damage me, but having a knife with me meant I could just cut the baling twine, and as soon as I cut that baling twine, that deer was up and gone. What happened to it afterwards? I have no idea. Hopefully it pulled through. If it didn't, at least I give it the best chance of surviving. So there we go. Have a knife with you. It's in the kit there. The kit's in the bag. I'm not carrying it on my person. There's nothing for anybody to shout, scream or get upset about. Next thing out, because I like to carry them and I think they're a great bit of kit. They're fun. They're easy to use. They're super reliable. Okay. That's the Forest Fundamentals. Forest Fundamentals Stealth Fire Starter Kit. It's an absolutely brilliant piece of kit and equipment. Great, like I say, great fun to use, and will light a fire in almost any conditions. It gives you a nice extended flame. That doubled up with the candles, I don't care how wet it is, I'll probably get a fire going. In case you do have a casualty or the conditions become severe, I have a survival bag. Now, I tell you to get a survival bag over a blanket, and there's a reason for that. You can climb inside it, brilliant. You can slide it around a casualty, brilliant. But also, if the weather suddenly drops, you find yourself in a blizzard, a snowstorm, it gets really severe. One of the things you can do with this, especially if you're going to walk out, is cut 3 holes in the foot end. One for your head, one for each of your arms. Slide it under your clothing, have a simple layer like this between this and that, then put everything else on top, and you will trap all your body heat, you won't get any wetter, and you'll be able to walk out. They are an absolutely astounding piece of kit and well worth every penny you'll spend on them, and they're not that expensive. Or, as it says there, use it as an emergency bag and climb into it. Also in my kit, there's a bit of baling twine, bank line, and again it's only about 2 or 3 meters of bank line, but having a bit of string with you, yeah, it's 101 uses, from repairing and replacing bootlaces that are broken to other kit. And I'll give you an example of that. Years ago, all my kit checked, got my weapon checked, got my webbing checked, got all my gear checked, got all the equipment that I'm carrying checked, went to pull on a bootlace and it snapped. It's just sod's law, it will happen. Have something like that with you, you can replace it. Old farmer's adage, you always have a bit of string in your pocket. 101 uses. And this little bag here is a tiny little fire lighting kit. That is some bits of wax candle, a plectrum, some jute twine, cotton wool, some windproof matches as backups. Okay. Now I don't go much on windproof matches, and I'll explain why. In fact, I'll actually demonstrate why. Most of the windproof matches that you're going to get these days are from the ration pack. They come like that. They're brilliant. These matches are awesome, but safety, health and safety has decreed that these have to be safety matches. In the old days, a pink match meant it would strike and light on almost anything. These won't. They have to use the striker. But the striker's on a piece of paper. So as soon as that striker gets wet, it's of no use to you whatsoever. So, do I think they're practical? They're worth having with you as a backup, but they tend to be a one-strike wonder. One-strike wonder. Next is this little tub. Now this little tub here is tiny. You see, it's smaller than my hand. It's 1 inch and a bit thick. But this tub has a selection of things in it which over the years I've deemed are necessary for me to carry. So we open this up, and the first thing on the top is something I absolutely loathe, but some people love it. But if you need energy in a hurry, this is the way to go, and that is a bar of Kendal mint cake. Loathe the stuff, think it's disgusting. However, it is fantastically fast energy. There is a little single, are they 15 gram? It's a fire dragon gel, the little one of the little ones. I think they're 15 grams. One of those in there. Again, if I had to light a fire. Spare scalpels. Scalpel blade holder. Okay. With a blade in it ready to go. Anti-diarrhea treatment. 2 tablets. Couple of Panadol, first aid, pain relief. Some cetirizine tablets for allergies, allergic reactions, that sort of thing. Okay. Water purification tablets if it's gone wrong and I'm having to stay out longer than I thought, or it's a real emergency, or I'm trapped or something. I can sterilise the water in the bottle so I can collect it from a source, filter it through my hanky, sterilise it. Okay. Some needle and thread, and this needle and thread, as you see, is quite a heavy duty thread. It's a wax cotton thread. Some people would call it carpet thread. I use it for sewing leather, repairing sheaths and that is absolutely superb for repairing things like your bag, your kit, your clothing, your equipment. Okay, you don't need a lot of it, and a little will go a long way. And it also doubles up when it comes to fishing lines. Okay, so that makes a really good fishing line. Brass wire. A good hank of brass wire. Again, this stuff is brilliant for repairing kit, but it's also great for improvising fuses in both cars and around houses. Okay, you can use that to improvise a fuse with no problem at all. Brilliant piece of kit. Plus you can make snares, traps and other things. You can use it on bindings on shelters for holding your poles together, that sort of thing. Put that to one side. And also in here there's a little wire saw and what we call an adventure card, and that is just a selection of hooks, little saws, knives, things like that you can pull off the card and use. So again, that's a very simple little kit. Not the most practical, but it's small, light and efficient. Carry it because it may be of use. Almost lastly is a small fishing kit. Now, I don't carry a fishing kit for catching fish in an emergency. I carry a fishing kit for catching birds in an emergency. It's an old technique, and if it was a survival situation, yes, it would work. Okay, it's not the most humane thing, it's not the nicest thing to have to do, but in an emergency I'd rather be eating birds than fish, purely and simply because I prefer the taste. But again, improvise your kit to whatever your requirement is. And some of this stuff in here, I know people are going to say, well, Mickey, you would never use that in the UK. No, I wouldn't. However, I did do in my time a lot of travelling, so this kit would be the basis of a survival kit in many other scenarios, situations, places and so forth. The other thing you've got to get used to doing is packing things in an order that means it all goes away again. There is a system and an order to all things. And that is my small pack, and that, as I say, can then be carried as a standalone kit to deal with those situations as and when they occur. It gives you a little bit of an edge. It also gives you a little bit of support, a little bit of mental and physical support in the fact that you know that you have those items with you. Means that you're sitting there going out not thinking to yourself, what if, you're thinking to yourself, I can handle the situation if it occurs. And that is my small pack, okay? 5.3 kilos, yes, I'm carrying a little bit of weight, yes, not everybody's going to like that, not everybody's going to want to carry that weight. Yes, you could shrink it down further, but also you could take it up a step if you wished, okay? And in the other videos we're going to look at that. We're going to look at how I step this up to deal with other situations and how I pack bigger packs. But this is just the beginning. Small pack out, and we'll put it all away. And again, it all goes away. There's an order and a system to everything. Okay, so when I pack it, I pack the things I'm least likely to use at the bottom. So brew kit, that's going to be if I'm stopped and I'm sat down. Okay, alongside that, or on top of that, goes the emergency kit, because if it's an emergency you don't want to be digging in your pack. Holding that up is waterproof leggings at the bottom, because they will be the last one I put on. Waterproof jacket above that, because that will probably be the first one I put on after I put my hat on. So that sits in there like that. On top of that, emergency blanket, because the first aid kit's in the front. You'll want to go to it. See, plenty of room. Again, in the front, open the front up. GoPro lives in the bottom. First aid kit, because if it's an emergency you want to get to it easily, on there. And as you see, again, plenty of room. This side here, water bottle, because you're going to be going for drinks on a regular basis. Round to this side, at the bottom, munchies, because I'm not planning to have munchies, but they're there if I want them. Hanky can go in there if need be, or go in my pocket normally, but with gloves. Going on top of that. Hook for my keys, mobile phone, EDC knife. Oh, and I forgot to put away my tea lights, but the tea lights are just there in there as a bit of an oddity. So that is a small pack by Mickey. That's the sort of thing I carry when I'm going out for those walks. You see me walk around the pond, that's what I carry with me. I don't always intend to use everything in there, but it's there if I need it or want it, and that's the thought process to have. It's partly what if I fancy a brew? What if I come across a casualty or I get hurt myself? What if a fuse blows in the car? What if? Now, EDKs, everyday kits, one in the car, okay? It's not an EDC, it's car based. Torch, warning triangle, car first aid kit, some brews, MSR, pot, some boil in the bags, some spare water, all that sort of thing. In the car, it's bulky, but the car's big, it can take it, okay? At home, EDK, pretty much the man cave, yeah? And so on. So EDKs, not EDCs, because one of the things I regularly hear from people is, this is my EDC, and they will pull out a pouch full of 101 items, and I actually look at them a lot of the time and go, yeah, but do you carry that every day? Do you carry that everywhere you go? Is it practical? No, not really. So my EDC kit, let's get this out of the way before we go any further. Every morning I wake up, I put that on. You've all seen it. It's a simple torch, LED, fire striker, emergency whistle, dog tag with my details on it. That goes around my neck. That goes in my pocket along with that. That is my EDC kit. That's my everyday carry. And then my EDKs go alongside that. So yeah, if I'm going out walking, that's my EDK. That's my EDC. That is what I actually carry every single day, everywhere I go. If I'm going shopping, if I'm going up the town, if I'm going for a walk, up to wherever, that's what I got. If I go and see the neighbours for a coffee, that's what I'm taking with me. EDC kits. It's got to be practical, it's got to be usable, and it has got to be something you do actually carry every single day. Anyhow, that's the first part of Packology. That's Mickey, Hampshire Outdoors and Survival. Hope you found it interesting. Next time we will look at a bigger pack, and we will look at a big military pack and a big sized civilian pack, and see how they compare and how we would kit them out for hikes, long distance camps and staying out for a longer period of time. Get outdoors, have your adventures, stay safe, look after yourselves, love those you do, forgive those you don't, and may peace and light be upon you all. Till next time, this is Mickey out.